This is a series of videos where we're going to look at different data that is available in the New Zealand situation. I'm calling the topic Data, Kiwi Style. Just looking at my front diagram here, we see a number of bits of data available to us. In the top right hand we see a coloured SO plan. These are available from Land Information New Zealand, where the majority or all of our cadastral and title boundary data is available. Down in the bottom left we see a spatial map print, which is downloadable from Land Online on the Land Information New Zealand website. However, Land Online is behind a paywall and has very high security because you are able to actually change titles in that area, and it's important that it has high security because we value the security around the ownership and the dimensions of our land, and we can't have people hacking into that sort of thing and mucking around. So very specialised people or authorised people available to access that information and to add and adjust that information. Down in the bottom right hand corner we can see a GIS print from the Waikato District Council. This is focused on the house here at 10 Carlton Avenue, and you can see that it shows or gives an idea of the boundaries, and it also gives an indication of some of the as-built services that the council is responsible for. So your local councils do have various bits of information about your property, about the area, about services. This varies across the country depending on the local authority, depending on the number of ratepayers and how much money and funds they have at their disposal. But by far and away the largest holder of land information is Land Information New Zealand, and where they hold the land title boundary information. This particular plan here, DP, it would appear DP 8356, possibly DPS, yes, there's just a faint S there. DPS 8356 is from the South Auckland Land District. Initially South Auckland and North Auckland were joined as one, and when they split into two in the 50s, sometime in the 50s, the plans or deposited plans from the South Auckland Land District took on the name DPS to differentiate them from those from the North Auckland Land District, or the two land districts were formed. These imperial plans were coloured plans, although some of them are available as micro fished in black and white. They were all originally, or most of them were drawn in colour, and this is a reasonably good example of a coloured DP, and these imperial plans were done this way up until 1972. Then in 1972 things changed over to the metric black and white plans. This is an example of a metric black and white plan. It is a DPS from the South Auckland Land District and is around an area of land down at River Road, Ngarawahia. Currently just to the north of there is a new bridge is being built across the Waikato River, and this plan was part of a set of data that was required for the legalisation of some of that land. These plans in 1972 became, rather than the one plan of pre-1972, now formed into two plans, this being the survey plan, which holds all of the survey information, and then followed by its mate, the title plan, which just has the title information. the boundary bearings and distances of the boundaries, right-of-ways, things that of interest to the people who are purchasing the title or transferring the title. You will note that it has areas and various the titles, certificates of title, and changes of ownership, and that sort of thing on it. These plans were then used as a basis for the title diagram, and subsequently used as that basis, whereas previously with the coloured plans the title diagrams were hand drawn separately and copied from an underlying coloured plan. Then in 2004 we moved to the e-survey plans, which are generally generated online. This is a LT plan, so it is a plan that, or part of a plan that has not been deposited, and this is just the front cover of the page of the plan. You can see down in the bottom right hand corner that this is page 1 of 11 pages. So these plans became quite lengthy documents, and included a lot of written material as well as just the front page. Again, there is a what we call a CSD plan, which is a plan of all the survey information, cadastral survey data set, CSD plan, and that contains all the survey information as well as a copy of the title plan with some additional survey information on it. And that's 11 pages of plan there, which are not all shown here, but the plans and diagrams and what have you. Then this is its mate, the title plan. You can see it's only page 1 of 3, so this is the front of it. Then there'll be an actual diagram showing the lots and their sizes and the areas, as was previously the case in the black and white plans and the imperial coloured plans. This plan here is an LT. That means that it has not deposited, that the plan has not been approved by the Hamilton City Council, who are the territorial authority in this case. They have not granted their approval to enable the plan to deposit. Once the plan is deposited, title can issue. So title can only issue from a deposited plan. You'll note that after 2004 there was no DPS or LTS to differentiate these between the South Auckland and the North Auckland land districts. All plans throughout the country had the one unique number, although they still referred back to the land district. So there is only one LT, or probably now DP 437003. That's a number that goes across the country, whereas previously there could be 2 or 4 or 5 more sort of SO 2007, as each land district of each of the 13 land districts, I think, although I could be wrong on that. Each of the 13 land districts had their own numbering system starting from 0, but after 2004 all the plans after 2004 initially were labelled from 300,000 onwards. There was a subsequent change to a total digital system a bit later on, and those plans were the 400,000 series. So all plans from now on are in part of the 400,000 series, unless of course there is some subsequent change. So that's a brief rundown on data, cadastral data, that's largely available from the Land Information New Zealand site, but stand by, we will give you some details of other sources of data, both in the video form and in the form of the notes. There are many sources of data, and we are obliged to find as many of them as we can to use for survey information in an informed and professional manner.